Now, the date for the Haryana Assembly election is set, and it is going to be a neck-and-neck fight between the BJP and the Congress. The last Lok Sabha polls that saw the Congress gaining lost ground and the BJP losing 5 out of the 10 crucial seats. Not just that, in 2019, the BJP had to take the support of the JJP to breach the halfway mark and form government in Haryana. This was a departure from the emphatic win for the party in 2014 Assembly elections. So let's start this discussion. On the telecast with me is Advocate Sanjay Rana. And Advocate Sanjay Rana, how do you view, in wake of, I don't know if I may call this a victory for the Congress, but it has come back with a bang in the Lok Sabha elections, winning 5 of the 10 seats that used to be the bastion of the BJP up until 2019.
Megha, good evening. Good evening to our fellow panelists. If you look at BJP and the Congress, obviously Congress is gaining something for sure. If you look at the last 10 years election, whatever the elections happened in India, so they are gaining and their momentum is very, very high. They are the core workers are very, very much motivated at this point of time. Looking at the current scenario, the announcement which happened today afternoon about the Haryana as well as JK election. So and there are multiple factors after 2019 happened in Haryana. Look at your Kisan Andolan, number 1, number 2, Vinish Fogart case, number 2 cases are happening. Obviously, Jats are not happy with the Bharatiya Janata Party, and I don't know how they're going to manage it. But it's not going to be easy for Bharatiya Janata Party to manage Haryana for sure. And looking at the current scenario and the momentum, as I mentioned earlier, Megha, is absolutely in favor of Congress. Congress is absolutely, whether it's a Hooda group, whether it's Salja group, absolutely they have different groups within Haryana. But yes, they're trying to manage it and they're trying to form the government. And looking at the current scenario, I'm not aware about that what exactly going to happen after 3 months. But at this point of time, Congress is looking, they're gaining momentum for sure in Haryana. Jammu and Kashmir is going to be very, very much exciting because after 370 abrogation, this is the first assembly election which is going to happen. So that's going to be very interesting. But Haryana is not a catwalk for Bharatiya Janata Party at all. Looking at the various scenarios, not only I'm talking about Jat Andolan, I'm not talking about the Kisan Andolan, it's looking at the various other factors. People are, especially people in Haryana, not happy with the way.
Fair enough. You mentioned that point. Sumit, coming to you, and how do you view, right from the time of 2014 elections is when the BJP snatched the Haryana pie from the Congress and with a thumping majority in Lok Sabha as well as the Assembly elections. And then if you take a look at its performance in 2019 and the 2024 Lok Sabha elections, it has not performed as well as it would have been expected to.
Megha ji, thank you for having me on your show. Look, there are a couple of reasons. First of all, one important reason is Mr. Khattar is not there. Whatever you like or you don't like him, he had a kind of a quadri with him. There have been a lot of changes in the Haryana cabinet as well. Then there are a host of reasons which did not unfortunately go well for BJP. What we were anticipating were 8 seats. What we ended up is 5 seats. So if you look at the impact of those 5 seats which were lost at the at the assembly elections, the impact is almost 3 to 4 times. And if you go back to the last assembly elections, with the support of JJP, somehow the government could be formed. Now this time, what the feel on the ground is that the things are not very great looking for BJP because there's a lot of anti-incumbency. Khattar Saab is not there. Saini ji has taken over. Some of the old ministers are there. And, there are factors, which are within the BJP also. There are various power centers which control a lot of things within the BJP also. Looking at then this Kisan Andolan, looking at the Jat Andolan, looking at a lot of host of things, I think it is not what it was in 2014. Things can change. Some alignments can happen. But can the alignments be happen in time? There was a time when we were talking about Jat politics is out of Haryana, but I think today it's pretty much back and it is quite a bit back. And in fact, if you look at the India Alliance model today, everybody will go together to defeat BJP. Anybody can, make alliances with anybody to defeat BJP. So that's also a factor which has to come in the play. Now, India Alliance model was tried. Congress got its gains for India Alliance, and India Alliance I mean, Akhilesh Yadav and others got some gains because of the India Alliance. So India Alliance is now a kind of a working model which they will try to replicate in the state elections of Haryana, where you might see everybody ganging up together and fighting against BJP. So this time around, whether the smaller allies BJP was getting, would they be interested to tie up? How does it look like? And Haryana doesn't have a lot of voters, 2.2 crores. So it's not a constituency where you can win or lose seats by big margins. Even with the small margins, seats can go right or left. It will be a bit of challenge, but the only advantage with small margins is seats can go anywhere. It can also come your way, it can also go other way. That is the advantage with seats. Unless and until it's a triangular fight, I don't think it's in a two-way fight. BJP in current situation has a lot of advantage.
Professor D.K. Giri, how do you view this? Keeping in mind there has been, the JJP and the BJP who had come together and they were a force to be reckoned with, have not had such good terms in the Lok Sabha elections. Do you think the Dushyant Chautala party is going to once again look at BJP, or rather is it going to be the BJP who will have to take the support of the JJP, or could JJP and Dushyant Chautala once again be the kingmakers?
Politics makes strange bedfellows, as they say. So anything is possible in politics, but I dread to predict the outcome of any election in India. Elections in India are not easy to predict. So what will happen, that we will know on the counting day. But as things stand today, JJP and BJP are divorced, and there was someone who was saying that India Alliance model. I don't think there is an India Alliance model, and the two major partners, Congress and Aam Aadmi Party, they are contesting separately, in Haryana. So there is no model for India Alliance. It is the Congress versus BJP, with Aam Aadmi Party trying its luck. So JJP will not come with BJP. They had a bitter separation, but then there is another faction of INLO, as they call it, Ajay Chautala's group. He has also some influence. So the new equations will be formed, and I would say that it is evenly divided. Even though there are lots of things against BJP, as Mr. Rana was saying, and Sumit was admitting, yet we expected that they would lose badly or heavily in the parliament elections, but it was 50-50, 5 and 5. So it could be similar, and I do not think anybody will get the absolute majority. So there is a third forces and independents will have to be called in to cobble up a
But what about,
coalition
Advocate Sanjay Rana says that, the sentiment of the people, the Jat community, not too happy. First with Manohar Lal Khattar, he had to be removed. There was Mr. Saini who came to power in his place. He was replaced. There is, of course, the Wrestling Federation fiasco that happened, and then you had the farmer protest that took place. How do you think BJP will be able to tackle it all and come back victorious?
Well, Jat, it is the largest segment in Haryana, but Jats also do not vote en bloc, and Jats are they are also divided. And BJP from day one has gone against the Jats. They did not appoint a Jat minister, which has been the tradition, chief minister, the tradition in Haryana. Yet they survived. So, to assume that Jats vote as a bloc also is a fallacy. So we will see. As I said, there are lots of anti-currents against BJP, but they have sailed through, and Congress has a fighting chance, and there are lots of dissidents within the Congress as well. So we do not know what will happen. And Haryana politics is quite unpredictable. You remember the IRM Gairam concept has come from Haryana. You see, so people change.
But it used to be. It had dominantly been a Congress bastion up until 2014.
Well, yes, until BJP came in the center in 2014, and the whole country has been a Congress bastion, and the entire country fought against Mrs. Gandhi in 75, BJP and others together. So yes, but now it is the BJP bastion all over the world. So all over the country. So if they can dislodge BJP, that will be a victory. And look at what happened in Orissa. You see, the infallible Navin Patnaik of 5 terms had to bite the bullet. So, one mistake during campaigning can cost a party the elections, you see. So, let's keep our fingers crossed. I'm not saying BJP will win, but I'm not saying anybody will win for sure. So, that is difficult to predict. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll not be very
All right.
certain about it.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Advocate Sanjay Rana, coming back to you now. What should be the tactics that need to be employed by all political parties, by the BJP, by the Congress, to be able to gain people's confidence and vote?
Megha, when we talk about Haryana, people talk about 22% Jat, but Jat is not dominating, but they have been very dominating in politics, Haryana politics for sure, number one. Number two, when we talk about where the BJP went wrong, I'll tell you, BJP could not able to demonstrate the local leadership, could not able to deliver the commitment which they have made. Obviously, I'm not saying 100%, they delivered. We could not able to take the things to the people of common people, I would say, people of Haryana. There was second thing, and there is no as such leader there whom on which people will vote. Please understand, Assembly and the Lok Sabha is two different things altogether. People are voting in assemblies totally differently and Lok Sabha totally differently. Scenario in 2014 was totally different, but scenario in 2024 is totally different. So it's going to be very difficult for BJP, especially when we talk about the Congress. Congress he has to manage only internal conflict. If they are able to manage the internal conflict between the three houses, I would say Surjewala ji, Sailja ji and Hooda ji, if they are managing all the horses at a one place, then their winning probability is very, very high. And if somehow they are able to manage Aam Aadmi Party and doing a tie-up, then BJP is going to be nowhere for sure.
Okay.
If they are not, then it's going to be very tough competition between the Bharatiya Janata Party. It's going to be triangle kind of election, but Aam Aadmi Party is definitely going to eat the vote of Congress. Therefore, Congress need to.
Could there also be a possibility? The kind of strife that Congress and Aam Aadmi Party see in Punjab, where they would never come together to form government or in an alliance. The likelihood of them coming together in Haryana could be, much more plausible.
Megha, everything is possible in politics. So Punjab is totally different scenario. Haryana is totally different scenario. Punjab, they are strong, but in Haryana, they are not strong. And they have a win-win probability for both the parties. So looking at the political angle, I don't see there is any ambiguity in forming a coalition, having a tie between the two parties, number two. But they have to manage the three horses or three houses which they have. If they are able to manage it, then it's going to be very difficult for Bharatiya Janata Party. Please understand, there is only 22 or 23% Jats are there, but they have been dominating. The similarly in Maharashtra, the Marathas are hardly any, but still dominating Maharashtra politics. So need to understand how the things are happening, and somehow BJP lost last 10 years. They could have been done. They have done so many things and could have been done so many things for sure, but could not able to do it. They always depend. I'm not talking about only for the Haryana Megha, I'm talking about the pan-India. They are not able to, they are only depend on one person, which is Mr. Modi, and Mr. Modi is anyways delivering. But as a leader, as a local MLA, as MP, as a cadre, need to be very aggressive, need to be associated with the people of Haryana or any state to make sure that your probability is going high. So somehow these things, not sticking properly, which will create a problem for BJP.
Okay, Sumit, coming back to you now, if the Lok Sabha elections in Haryana are any indication, it is going to be a tough fight for the BJP to carry forward.
I think, Megha ji, if we look at the Lok Sabha elections which have just been done, though I agree that Lok Sabha and state elections are completely a different animal, but you get the macro trends, you get the mood, you get the macro trends. And if you look at the mood of the Haryana, there are a couple of things which have not happened right even after that. This wrestling federation problem, the stand-up with the wrestlers, then there has been a Jat voices which I know personally, on my first-hand experience, are not pro-BJP. Then, I talk to people. And then there's one more thing that, unfortunately, even if you look at the recent times, our casualties in J&K and all have increased substantially. And most of the people come from 2 or 3 states of India where they are. So when these dead bodies start coming back, there's a lot of anger which simmers there. There's a lot of anger which simmers there. Yesterday, we had one Captain Deepak died, Deepak Singh of Uttaranchal. We had Damiji and the Lieutenant Governor Singh Saab was there at the time of the cremation. So when these things happen, when these body bags start coming, and unfortunately, we lose a lot of people now. So these things are adding, they're not good for the sentiment. They're adding a lot of negative sentiment to it. So these are the things which have compounded. And then if you can still get the alliances right, but my fright is that why I'm talking about the India alliance model is because push comes to shove, they can all get together. If they have to have a chance, even they think they have a 15-20% chance if they all get together and cobble some loosely alliance. Look in Congress. Rahul Gandhi's word is the last say. If Rahul Gandhi gives the adesh, bhai, aapke saath tie up karna, and if Arvind Kejriwal is willing, it can happen overnight. So Punjab is different, Haryana is different. So now Rahul Gandhi has seen some success. His seat tally has doubled. Why do you think, if he thinks even if he has 20-30% chance, he will go for broke? Because this way, and a triangular fight, it's advantage to BJP. But if it's a bipolar fight, and with all these issues going and simmering on and all, and look, honestly, but what my sources tell me, that what we Hindi mein kehta pakad, that is not that strong of Saini ji, whatever we say, because he's new to the system. And some people don't relate to Mr. Saini and Haryana. There's a lot of factors. We have a lot of cost equations which are there. And the others are consolidating and getting together. Others are consolidating and getting together. In this situation, if you are able to cobble up the alliances well in advance, and you are able to not to let the others get together and make one India alliance part 2 in Haryana kind of a thing, then you have a chance. A triangular fight is advantage for you. Getting your allies at whatever cost is advantage to you. But if you want to go alone and fight it on your own terms and with all your own things, it will be a bit of an uphill task. Things can change. Things might change tomorrow.
Okay.
But this is what looks today.
Okay. Quickly then, Professor Giri, I'm very interested in how Aam Aadmi Party is going to perform.
They might get a few seats. They have a member of parliament now, and at least in his constituency there will be a few MLAs. So they will, even if they go alone, they will get a few seats. And Aam Aadmi Party might have the sympathy factor, their leaders being in jail, etc. So you cannot rule them out and dismiss them. So they might get a few seats. But alliance also is a possibility, as Sumit was saying. That is also a possibility at the end of the day when the leaders come together. But if the Punjab trend continues, Aam Aadmi Party goes alone and they don't come to an alliance, it will be difficult for both of them, but both Congress and Aam Aadmi Party. And the number of votes are not very high, and a few thousand votes here and there can cost an MLA their seat. So if they come together, there's a bright chance, like they did in the parliament.
Okay, all right.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.